What I want to do, since we're close now, we actually just passed our time to stop the meeting. We had two things left, but I believe, I think Jim has been on the call here, and if he doesn't want to correct me, the only thing I was going to say is that there is no new information at this time. And if he doesn't say that's wrong, then I guess I'm in a good place because we don't have any new information on that. We've all known because of the news that we lost our last case in the Second Court of Appeals, which actually were surprised by it because I think our case was very sound. We've not said much about it because at this point, what we want to do is wait to see what the city will do. And so until we have any other information for you from the city regarding their position on all of the things that we still think are of great concern, we're not going to stimulate other legal action at this point. Just so you're aware, our attorney was so certain of the quality of the case and the plain language of it that he said to us, if we wanted to go further, he would take the case to the Supreme Court for free. And that's not something I've shared with anyone. But we also know that if that were to be done, if things continue to go the direction that they seem to, there'd be somebody that would find a way to tell us no. And what that would leave us with is potentially more debt. But I want you all to know that we had great presentation on this, and I think a lot of faith in what we were doing. And we really are sad that it has not turned out as we hoped. But as Bob often reminds me, and I remind myself, and I will say it to you all, we accomplished also a lot along the way, some of which I can't even begin to tell you. But we did stall this out for a fairly good length of time. And because of that delay, people were able to discover things that they should not do. And one of those things was to not dredge a third of the pass, which would have eliminated all the seagrass. We would have had further starvation of manatee. Right. So that was taken off the list. And we also discovered that they did have things they needed to ask the county for. And some of those they did do. And I believe the fact that 6 years of the 15-year permit, by the way, they only have a 15-year permit, not a 50-year permit. 50 years just means the Army Corps can come back to help. But the state only granted a 15-year permit. 6 years has already gone by. So it's probably unlikely they will need to do this again. But when and if they do, we're going to be very ready for the monitoring that's required before they start. There are some legal requirements of them. So for now, that's all I can tell you all. And we were very sad when this came down, but we're doing other good work, and I will never let that disappointment get in the way of all the other good things that we're doing. So thank you for sticking with us all along the way.
Catherine, thank you so much for everything. I mean, you and Bob have really gone out over and above on this big pass for your time and everything, and it's so appreciated. And I want to let you know, I don't know if you received it, but I had the sand tested against the sand on Lido, and it's an exact match to Siesta Key. And as you know, there's no sand source that is north of Lido. So it's the smoking gun.
Well, I agree. And we've already started to see some of the results along our interior Big Pass coast. So we will monitor that, and it is being reported, just so you all know. And we want to let some of the natural outcomes now come to bear, which were things that we knew about ahead of time. And we hope that when the county people who are supposed to represent us would do that, that they would stand up when it's needed the next time. So that's all I can say for now. So without any other questions, I will ask you all to stick with us for next time. I've asked our Commissioner Ziegler to come and discuss something that is important to all of us, and that is the surtax money that gets voted on next year, the penny tax that we all agree to continue. There's a lot of money that's generated from that, and we need to be in the mix of asking for things that we want because that money is to be used for special projects. And he's going to talk with us about how we can be a part of that when he comes to meet with us in June. So we'll talk some more then. And thank you all for coming, and I will now adjourn the meeting. And thank you all.